Hey guys, welcome back. So after long last, 343 have broken their silence and actually kind of released an update about Halo Infinite and the future of the game, Season 2 and onwards. And so today, I want to go through the news, I want to go through the core details of the news, and also give my thoughts and opinions on what we got in this article. The reason this video is up like a day or two late is because I've been away this weekend with some friends, and I may have drunk a bit too much, so don't expect any crazy editing in this video. I kind of just want to record this video and get it out so I can have an early night for once. So let's waste no time and jump into the newest Halo Infinite news. So they organized this article into a bunch of their priorities for developing the game, and they spoke first about Priority 0, which underpins all their other priorities at all times, which focuses on the health of the team and the developers and getting into a sustainable development rhythm and allowing devs to keep a healthy work-life balance whilst also working on the game, which is always going to be the highest priority. Like, you don't want devs burning themselves out, constantly crunching to get updates out, because it's not healthy for them, not good for anyone involved, so that's good. They said that in terms of development, the last few months have been slower than they expected. I do wonder why that's the case. Like, you'd think with a live service game as big as Infinite, you'd really want to hit the ground running, and I mean, this is them pretty much admitting that they've done the opposite of that. I do wonder if maybe this is because of contract exodus, like loads of people there having their contracts expire, so they leave. There's been a lot of talk about these 18-month contracts at 343 and other Microsoft companies recently, and I do wonder if that's the cause of this. I don't know, we can never really know for sure, but it's definitely something interesting to think about. Okay, so moving on to priority number 1, and that is addressing critical issues. Now, they said that they have an internal hot list of issues that are negatively impacting players' experience in the game, and that drives updates for hotfixes, content updates, and seasons. They said that they're working on a Spartan career, which is basically a progression system, thank God. That is on the hot list and it is in development, but it's not yet released. They're also working on giving us a public-facing hot list so we can see what they're working on at all times. I think that's a fantastic idea. I can't remember what developer does this, but I've seen there's another developer out there that has like a Trello board that's public where you can see visibly what they're working on, and something like that for Infinite with the sheer number of bugs and glitches that it has would be really productive, so I like that idea. Priority number 2 is shipping Season 2, and this is where we get to the juicy content bit. So, Season 2 of Halo Infinite is called Lone Wolves, and it's dropping on May 3rd, and by the looks of it, appears to be themed around the Spartan Headhunters, which, if you know me, makes me very happy. Here we have concept art of Spartans Sigrid Eklund and Hugh Din, showing off the new Lone Wolf armor core, which is one of the 2 new cores we're getting in Season 2, and I gotta say, I absolutely love the aesthetic of these Spartans. This is something that, again, feels new, but also feels very entrenched in existing Halo aesthetics. I love how these guys look. We're gonna learn more about these 2 Spartans, and also more about Spartan Commander Legrette Agrina in Season 2's story, which is going to be told via a mix of cinematics, story-themed events, and Battle Pass items. So pretty much how they do the story stuff with Warzone and Fortnite and like every other live service game. So I'm looking forward to seeing that hopefully really cool Headhunter-themed cinematic. That's going to be really cool. There's also going to be another Fracture core coming that's entirely free, as you can see here. Now, we have seen leaks of the armor for this core for months now, since like the flights, I think, and all of the armor looks really cool. The core itself is a really interesting take on Spartan Mjolnir, very diesel punk, very industrial, almost kind of Fallout themed in a way. I love how this looks, and based on the like data mined helmets and other armor pieces for it that I'm not going to show on screen because I don't want to get copyrighted or anything, the armor for this will look fantastic. We're also going to be getting 3 new game modes in Season 2. Last Spartan Standing, which is just free-for-all elimination, Land Grab, and updated King of the Hill, along with also 2 new maps. Breaker, which is a desert-looking BTB map centered around some massive banished thing, a drill, or like a massive AA gun or something, and then also Catalyst, which is a Forerunner-themed arena map with aged, like withered-looking Forerunner metal. Both these maps, based on what little we've seen here, look cool. And then finally, they said that marketing for Season 2 is going to kick off in April. And then finally, priority number 3 is work on Campaign Co-op, Forge, and Season 3. Now, Infinite is apparently going to be getting 4-player online co-op and 2-player split screen. However, both have been delayed. So online co-op is still coming in Season 2, it's just been delayed until later in Season 2, so should theoretically be here by August at the latest, but hopefully sooner than that. and they don't know when Split Screen campaign is going to be coming, but it sounds like it won't be coming in Season 2, which is a bit of a bummer. They did say, though, that Forge development is going really well. They're making good progress with it. It's currently being flighted to a small number of creators, and it's still on track for Season 3, which should, again, be August. I'm really hoping that for Season 2, they can start to kind of trickle some Forge maps into matchmaking. I don't know if that's possible if they haven't given us Forge, but just starting to throw some Forge maps in there would really help with variety. And finally, for this update, they announced the TAC Ops event, which again we've known about now for months on end, that's coming this Tuesday with variants of SWAT and also some new cosmetics, Mark 5 Zeta, which I think looks really cool. And so that does it for the content of this update. Now, I'm in a really interesting spot with this because, again, I think some of this looks and sounds really cool, but at the same time, we still don't have the roadmap. There's no mention whatsoever of campaign DLC, no sign of infection, campaign co-op has been delayed, and split screen co-op has been delayed even longer. There's no mention of customs or theatre being fixed. We're getting 2 new armor cores, but there's still no mention of cross-core customization, and as much as I love the look of both of these cores, I just can't really get excited about them, because if they're anything like Mark 5B or Mark 7, most of the armor is just going to be locked behind a hard paywall, so I don't really care about it. I don't know, just 6 years of waiting for this game, and then another 3 months of waiting for them to talk about any content updates. And this is what we get? It just seems so small. My hope in that sense is that they've only given us a slight small teaser with this update, and they're saving a load of the content for when marketing kicks off. That could very well be the case, and I hope so. Like I said, I really hope that we'll at least get some Forge maps put into the rotation for BTB and Arena with Season 2, because if not, by the time Season 3 rolls around in roughly August, the game will have been out for 9 months with only 2 new maps, which is not great. The new modes are probably the only positive surprise for me in this update, but the more that I've thought about them, Last Spot on Standing is just elimination, but with teams turned off. Land grab sounds like territories, which is kind of already in the game with total control to a degree. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if land grab is just total control but for Arena. And King of the Hill is great, I love King of the Hill, but like, it's King of the Hill, you know? It's been there day one in every Halo game pre-Halo 5 since like 2001, so I can't get like insanely excited for something like that that's been there in almost every game since the start. There's nothing in this update that makes me go like, holy shit, this is so exciting, like, oh, I can't wait to get on and grind again. And we still have 2 months to wait till we get any of this content. The TAC Ops event notwithstanding, that pretty much means that we're not going to get any new content for Infinite until May, which is still 2 months away. That's a long time with the existing content in this game. Do I think, based on what we heard in this update, that Season 2 will bring hundreds of thousands of players back to Infinite? Probably not, no. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I don't think so. The game is not only content lacking, but it's also really unstable as well. It has so many bugs and glitches that make it just a rough experience that go hand in hand to create just not an enjoyable game to play long term. So I don't know. I'm hoping that they've saved a lot of stuff for the marketing and that this is only a very small teaser, although I feel like they would have mentioned that somewhere in the article and they didn't. It's just such a shame that the game that we waited 2 standard dev cycles for, and that finally has a gameplay that is unanimously loved and really enjoyed, is just so slow with its updates, and it's just so content lacking. It's just such a shame that of all the Halos recently to be like that, Infinite is the one, because if this game had had like another year in development and had really come out swinging with all of these features on day one, it would have been absolutely huge. Competition would not have stood a chance, but see, now it's just like, we're just slowly trickling all that content back in, and I don't think any of these updates are big enough to really pull back in the mainstream audience. I might be misreading this a little bit, and I hope that I am, but based on like the list of priorities they've got in this article, it seems as though like cosmetics for Season 2 are right now a higher priority than like campaign co-op, which I don't like. I mean, campaign co-op is an absolute core feature of the Halo franchise. It's part of what made Halo popular in the first place, right? Couch co-op made Halo 1 so popular. That word-of-mouth marketing was just incredible, and I don't like the idea of that being technically a lower priority than a bunch of like monetized skins. Maybe that's not the way it works. Maybe I hope I'm completely misreading that, but that's the way that it seems based on like the list and the ranking of the priorities. But yeah, I don't know, there's definitely some good stuff in this article. The armor looks absolutely fantastic. It's great to hear that we're getting new maps and new modes. I'm excited for Season 2, kind of, but I don't know. I just hope that that was only a tease of the content for Season 2, and that the marketing in April will show us a lot more than not mentioned here. I also want to hear more about bug fixes as well, because, I mean, customs and theater are still utterly broken to the point of being nigh on unusable. And I'd really like to see those two things fixed. More so than like cross-core customization or anything like that. They really need fixing. So fingers crossed that stuff comes in Season 2. But yeah, that was a pretty mixed update. I'm happy we finally got some news about the game. And I liked a lot of it, but there's some stuff that's like, I don't know, would have liked to have seen more. So let me know what you guys think about this update down below in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And with that said, I'm going to round this one out here. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you all in the next one.